and welcome back to this new session. Throughout the vast spiral of time and space, many souls have carried the scars of ancient wars, not only of Earth, but of galaxies beyond, of star systems long forgotten, and of interdimensional realms where light and shadow once clashed. These wars have left not just physical wounds, but soul fractures, karmic imprints, and ancestral pain that echo through timelines, lifetimes, and bloodlines. This sacred clearing is not just for the soldier or the survivor. It is for the healer who has carried burdens not theirs, for the starseed who remembers battles from other worlds, for the empaths who absorb the grief of civilizations, and for those who feel unrest in their spirit without knowing why. In this session, we journey into the deepest layers of multidimensional trauma. We acknowledge and release the terror of invasion, occupation, and destruction. The silent suffering of those caught in war's shadow. The pain of betrayal, genocide, disconnection, and exile. The fragmentation of the soul from long-forgotten galactic conflicts. The vows of vengeance, loyalty to fallen empires, or unresolved missions. And the grief, rage, guilt, and numbness inherited from ancestors who endured or inflicted war. This is a complete unweaving of energetic threads that no longer serve. A full restoration of what war attempted to fracture. A return to peace across all levels of being, physical, emotional, spiritual, ancestral, galactic, cosmic. May what has been buried rise only to be honored and released. May what has been lost be retrieved in light. May every part of you, across all timelines, dimensions, and incarnations, be restored to wholeness. This is the sacred moment of return. The silence after the last weapon falls. The breath of peace reborn. Welcome home. Before we begin, you're invited to take a few moments to consciously prepare. Sit or lie down in a comfortable position where you feel safe and undisturbed. Close your eyes, slow your breath, and gently anchor into the present moment. When you are ready, gently affirm with your heart. I give full permission. We now open the sacred space for this soul-deep multidimensional clearing. In full alignment with the divine laws of healing, free will, the soul's sovereign blueprint, the law of karma, the law of divine timing, divine will, and the higher self of every participant. We call forth and call in the presence and full support of divine source, eternal light, and infinite love. Mother Gaia, to ground and hold each soul in safety and remembrance. The Earth Dragon and the White Celestial Dragon, to anchor this clearing between heaven and earth. The Galactic Elders of Peace, and the Andromedan Keepers of Soul Memory. The Original Council of the White Flame, and the Keepers of the Cosmic Balance. The Higher Soul Councils of all present. The Ancient Elders of Light, Star Nations, and Cosmic Councils of Truth. Lady Kuan Yin surrounding us with her boundless compassion. The Spirit of Water, to carry away all distortion and dissolve spiritual residue. The Law of Divine Timing, to govern what is ready to shift now. The Law of Karma, the Ancient Guardian of the Inner Child, aligned to each soul. The Higher Self, Soul Council, and Divine Intelligence of each participant. And all souls energetically tied to the participants, past or present. Let only those aligned in unconditional love and divine light be allowed through. We now call upon Archangel Michael to fully seal and protect this session in divine integrity. Beloved Guardian of Divine Truth, surround this session in your blue flame of truth and sword of protection. Remove from this space all entities, technologies, manipulations, or influences, seen or unseen, that are not of the highest light. Remove all imposters, astral spies, false light beings, parasites, watchers, or medium-level interference. Clear and dissolve all sabotage attempts, energetic interference, karmic entanglements, fear loops, or contracts tied to war and conflict. Remove all beings not acting in alignment with divine will and unconditional love. Remove all energies that seek to block, delay, suppress, or redirect the outcome of this session. Let all that is not aligned be handled by Archangel Michael and return to their rightful place. Let this space be held in total spiritual sovereignty, honor, and truth. We now grant clear, soul-level, sovereign permission with the full agreement of each participant's higher self, for this clearing to take place across all expressions of the soul, all incarnations, past, present, and future, all parallel versions of self, all timelines, realities, dimensions, densities, and soul blueprints. From the beginning of creation until now, in all spaces known and unknown. Wherever the soul holds distortion, war trauma, fragmentation, or contracts tied to conflict. Let this session move through every layer of the being, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, and energetic, and retain all wisdom, strength, and divine memory that supports the highest good in timeline. Let this session be valid, complete, and sealed across every extension of self. Let every part of the soul know. The war is over. Peace is now. Truth is restored. You are in a safe space. And so we begin. In full alignment with the divine laws of healing, free will, and the soul's sovereign blueprint, and with the full permission and higher self-agreement of each participant. We now enter into a profound soul-deep release and transmutation of all war trauma, cosmic battle residue, and multidimensional conflicts still embedded in the soul's field across all dimensions, timelines, past lives, parallel existences, incarnational blueprints, and soul expressions. We now release from all layers of being. Residual fear and panic anchored in the body and auric field from past attacks, pursuits, or battles. Traumatic soul-level shock from witnessing destruction, loss, or betrayal. Grief, regret, shame, or soul horror caused by harming others, whether in alignment or distortion. Karmic or subconscious alliances to war-based hierarchies, leaders, oaths, or factions. Implanted obedience, manipulation, and ideological programming from both light and distorted systems. Ancestral or soul group vows to continue fighting, sacrificing, suffering, or avenging. Energetic explosions or cosmic rifts. Any imprint suppressing one's divine gifts, voice, remembrance, or freedom due to past misuse or punishment. Guilt, shame, and hidden grief for those harmed or left behind. We clear from the soul's records all pain connected to the loss of worlds, star nations, or civilizations where the soul belonged. Internalized punishment or banishment for having chosen peace over violence, or for refusing to fight. The inability to feel safe in groups, nations, tribes, or councils due to betrayal, infiltration, or war. Identity confusion caused by switching sides, allegiances, or incarnational roles. All remaining energetic contracts binding the soul to unfinished wars or spiritual conflicts across space, time, and dimension. We address and release all wars and battles, named and unnamed, that have shaped the spiritual nervous system, including but not limited to the Lyran-Draco wars, the Orion conflicts, the Atlantean Lemurian fall, the Apep polarity, and the Titanomachy. All galactic and planetary divisions, Earth's historical wars, and interdimensional warfare the soul has endured or contributed to. Shadow manipulation through distorted light versus dark paradigms, including spiritual dualism, karmic traps, forced allegiances, savior, victim roles, and guilt-based reincarnational loops. We now release residual conflict energy in the auric field, nervous system, or subconscious. Energetic weapons, trauma implants, etheric armor, and false allegiance symbols. Spiritual technologies, manipulations, and psychic bindings imposed during conflict. We call forth the memory of what was endured, the hunger that lingered after burning villages, the cold void of loss after battles that collapsed civilizations, the soundless screams from star systems that no longer exist. And we clear it all now. Let the guides now move through your field with precision. We fully release the soul from all imposed responsibility to carry the pain, karma, or agendas of any war or system not aligned with divine truth. All trapped, tormented, or bound aspects of the self held in battlefields, cosmic or earthly, are now gathered with love, purified, and reintegrated through the higher self's authority. We now dissolve all veils, encryptions, bindings, and technologies that have prevented the full healing of these experiences and that blocked remembrance, peace, or wholeness. Let the nervous system, cellular memory, and soul field recalibrate to know. The war is over. We restore divine knowing. That peace is not weakness. That power is not to be feared. That presence is not dangerous. That neutrality is sacred. That the soul has nothing left to prove. All parts of the self are now honored, reconciled, and witnessed in the light. The soul may now remember itself before the battles. Soft, wise, powerful without force. This is sealed by Archangel Michael and the Council of Peace. We restore neutrality. We restore peace. We restore the right to exist without choosing a side. Let integration begin. And so it is. Across all dimensions, realms, incarnations, and timelines, the soul has crossed the thresholds of conflict. Not once, but countless times through cosmic battles, galactic wars, interstellar invasions, and planetary upheavals. Some of these memories are etched into ancient systems of duality. The wars of the Eons, the Lyran-Draco collapse, the Orion conflicts, the shattering of Atlantis and Lemuria. The Pleiadian reptilian polarizations, the hidden wars between the Netgeru, and the great rifts of Babylon, Sirius, Zep-Tepi, and Andromeda. Other imprints remain unnamed, unspoken battles where the soul was both shaped and wounded. In each of these, the soul adapted. It took on roles to survive. It became warrior, leader, destroyer, protector, renegade, martyr, prisoner, shadowed agent, healer of the fallen, guide of the lost. We recognize now that these identities, even the ones embraced as noble, are not who the soul truly is. They are garments worn in storm. They are overlays, not essence. They are not your truth. We now begin the full dismantling of every war-based identity the soul has worn. We ask the presence of the galactic elders of peace, the Andromedan keepers of soul memory, and the original council of the white flame, who carry no allegiance to conflict, only to truth. For the inner child, who often chose these roles out of fear, loyalty, or abandonment, we welcome Kuan Yin and the Star Mother of the Pearl Ray, whose love heals what cannot be spoken. We clear now all soul-level overlays taken on during lifetimes of battle, resistance, survival, or allegiance to war. Every identity that formed through trauma, glory, or loss during conflict. All energies of saviorhood, sacrifice, rage, domination, power hunger, helplessness, or manipulation tied to battle. Every distortion tied to a role, title, rank, weapon, allegiance, or flag the soul once carried. every psychic brand or etheric coding that marks the soul as participant in cosmic or planetary warfare. All trapped cries of victory, defeat, guilt, duty, shame, or vengeance. Every timeline where the soul was shattered by war and never retrieved its full presence. We now also dissolve all contracts, vows, or bindings that keep the soul tied to war pattern archetypes. All spiritual technologies implanted during war timelines, cosmic or planetary, including implants, energetic armor, false light grids, or siphoning programs. Any false light alignments to galactic factions or war-mimicking light forces masked as allies. All ancestral soul fields carrying inherited war identities, grief, or loyalties. Every soul fragment trapped in battlefields across time, cosmic or terrestrial, is now located, reclaimed, and restored. The soul is gathered back. The field is gently recalibrated to reflect the original soul signature, untouched by distortion, undivided by war. We now install the frequencies of soul purity without role, rooted peace, divine neutrality, clarity without confusion or loyalty to either side, sovereignty without opposition, the gentle yet unshakable remembrance of who you are beneath the noise. Let every echo of the battlefield leave the body. Let every echo of victory or defeat be released as dust. Let every roll fall from your field like chains you no longer wear. The true soul, eternal, radiant, wise beyond names, now steps forward to lead. You are no longer fragmented across war. And so it is. We now descend into the most tender layers of the soul's memory, the child within, who witnessed and endured more than any being should ever face. The inner child, in any lifetime, dimension, or plane, may have known the horror of separation, the shock of sudden violence, the loss of parents, homes, or belonging, the confusion of betrayal by those meant to protect, the silence of hunger, fear, or grief too large to name. With the gentle and wise presence of the divine child guide, the earth dragon grounding the body and nervous system, Archangel Michael holding full protective containment, and Lady Kuan Yin surrounding this phase with her boundless compassion, we begin the repair. We clear from the soul's memory the deep vibrations of terror buried in silence, the identity of being disposable or powerless, the belief that safety is impossible, the programs of self-blame for surviving or failing to protect others. These imprints are removed not by force, but through loving clarity and acknowledgement. They are no longer needed. We send a stream of light directly to the places where the inner child is frozen in time, across galaxies, battlefields, burned cities, and forgotten outposts of existence. The child is seen. The child is honored. The child is retrieved. We now gently reintegrate these fragmented aspects into the heart and soul of the present being. They return not as broken, but as sacred pieces of the full self, carrying wisdom, innocence, and strength that no war could extinguish. Let all the inner children now receive the guidance that was missing then. May they walk forward within you, whole, protected, and safe. So it is. With Archangel Michael maintaining the full protection of this sacred container, we now proceed with the focused assistance of Archangel Raphael for the soul's reintegration and the healing of displaced parts. The guardian of the inner child, holding safety and restoration for the child aspects fragmented during violence, abandonment, or terror. The cosmic healers of soul fractures, assigned by divine intelligence, who work in harmony with the soul council to retrieve and realign what was lost. Mother Gaia, anchoring the soul's wholeness into the physical form and present incarnation. The Council of Peace, as keepers of remembrance, witnessing this soul's homecoming in truth. To every moment your soul fractured from violence. To every timeline where parts of your consciousness fled from unbearable destruction, fear, or loss. To every realm where a version of you still holds a sword, a shield, or simply stands frozen in terror. To every field where the cry of the innocent still echoes. To every broken city, battlefield, or galactic outpost where your light dimmed just to survive. We now retrieve you. We call forth every piece of your soul essence that fled or splintered from genocides, sieges, and planetary invasions. Ancient battles in star systems and councils. Etheric warfare and interdimensional manipulation. The fall of sacred civilizations and the misuse of once pure power. Despair from leadership betrayal, defeat, exile, or abandonment. Cosmic and karmic rifts that pull parts of your being into exile. These soul parts are not wrong, not weak, not broken. They protected the core of your light in times of chaos. With gentleness and honor, we bring them back now. Let the cosmic healers and Archangel Raphael weave your field back into wholeness. Any resistance to re-embodiment is gently dissolved. All ancient fears that the world is not safe. All imprints that returning to the body means returning to violence. All lingering guilt or grief that keeps you tied to the past are now compassionately cleared. You do not owe your soul to suffering anymore. You are allowed to feel safe, powerful, and complete in peace, not in conflict. Let the inner child, once scattered across time in fear, be safely held now. Their voice, their heartbeat, their innocence, welcomed back into the light of your presence. Every soul piece is recalibrated and realigned to your true divine frequency. Let the full light of your being return, not as it was defined by war, but as it was created before it ever knew separation. You are whole. You are not at war. You are here. This phase is now sealed with clarity, calm, and a grounded return to embodiment. Archangel Michael stands at the gateway, ensuring that only your soul's truth remains in this field. And so it is. With the support of Archangel Michael, maintaining full protection and discernment. Archangel Zadkiel, assisting with divine alchemy and transmutation of all oaths, bindings, and soul entanglements. The Council of Universal Balance, neutralizing distorted polarities and outdated dualistic missions. The ancient record keepers of peace, ensuring karmic integrity as all contracts are reviewed and released. The soul's higher council, overseeing this realignment with divine truth. The guardian of the inner child, holding stability as core programming dissolves. Across countless realms and timelines, the soul may have accepted roles in the name of righteousness, vengeance, salvation, survival, or retribution. These may include contracts with councils or commanders of war, oaths to protect one side at all costs, even after the cause was lost, vows to carry the pain or guilt of entire lineages, allegiances to defeated empires, galactic federations, priesthoods, resistance forces, or planetary armies. Promises made under duress, trauma, or distorted programming. Binds to outdated soul missions rooted in polarity, not truth. Agreements to suffer, sacrifice, or fight endlessly in the name of spiritual or ancestral debt. Today, these soul agreements are brought before the Council of Universal Balance. You are not judged. You are seen in your devotion, your courage, and your exhaustion. But truth must now replace distortion. You are no longer bound to fulfill missions rooted in war, fear, superiority, revenge, guilt, or pain. Any agreement that no longer aligns with your divine soul blueprint was made in trauma, confusion, or manipulation, is being held by beings, systems, or energies not in full alignment with Source, perpetuates the cycle of war, fragmentation, or duality, is now fully dissolved. Let Archangel Zadkiel begin the transmutation. Every oath is burned clean. Every karmic knot untangled. Every distorted alliance gently released. You are not betraying your purpose by letting go. You are reclaiming your soul's authority. Let the inner child now be freed from inherited vows to carry a legacy of suffering. All programming that said, "I must protect them all," or "I must suffer to redeem the past," is now released. Your soul may now choose peace, without guilt, without loss of honor. This field is now recalibrated. Let your system be updated to reflect agreements that are sovereign, present, and aligned with your highest light, not your past wounds. This is done with the assistance of Archangel Uriel, illuminating the truth of divine justice and divine innocence. The ancient tribunal of cosmic equilibrium, balancing distorted karmic judgments. The divine keepers of the solar light temples, restoring divine dignity and soul radiance. The inner child's guardian, to hold compassion during the release of shame and spiritual condemnation. In many timelines of battle, whether cosmic, earthly, or ancestral, the soul may have carried roles that led to loss, destruction, or great suffering. Sometimes by action, sometimes by omission, sometimes by manipulation, and sometimes simply by being on the losing side. Over countless existences, the soul may have been condemned for failing a mission, been punished or exiled for choosing peace over violence, been accused or burdened by others' projections, internalized guilt or shame for destruction it could not stop, agreed to carry punishment on behalf of a collective, believed it was unworthy of joy, light, or redemption, been locked in cycles of self-sabotage, believing this was justice. Today, all such roles of the fallen, the exiled, the disgraced, the punished, are lovingly dissolved. We call upon Archangel Uriel and the ancient tribunal of cosmic equilibrium to now bring light and truth into every false judgment, every distorted consequence, every karmic loop that has become frozen in the soul's memory. Let the weight of accusation now lift. Let the punishment of identity now dissolve. Let the role of the condemned now fall away. You are not the villain. You are not the cursed. You are not the unforgivable. Let every projection of guilt that is not yours return to its origin. Let every act of self-blame now be met with divine clarity and truth. Where the soul was judged, we now replace it with illumination. Where the soul was punished, we now bring correction. Where the soul was hidden in shame, we now restore its radiance. The solar light temples now open, and the soul is bathed in its original divine frequency. No matter the timeline, no matter the role, all burdens of disgrace are now dissolved. Let your soul stand tall. Let your essence be known by its true light. No longer bound to the roles of the punished or the fallen, you now rise, dignified, free, and luminous. And so it is. After such a deep and expansive clearing across timelines, galaxies, ancestral lines, soul layers, and energetic systems, we are left open, spacious, and often unanchored. The trauma of war leaves distortions not only in memory, but in perception, energy circuitry, nervous system responses, and soul-level programming. Once these patterns are removed, a sacred void is created, and it must be consciously refilled with truth, light, and alignment. This final step is essential to recalibrate our nervous systems, energy fields, and multidimensional bodies into peace, safety, and coherence. Upgrade dormant DNA, soul gifts, starseed blueprints, and higher potential that had been blocked by trauma, fragmentation, or suppression. Activate the next level of our sacred missions, divine memory, and soul frequencies, not from a place of trauma survival, but from embodied wisdom. We do not end in emptiness. We end in divine remembrance, re-embodiment, and soul sovereignty. We now call upon the divine source, the Earth Dragon, the white celestial dragon, and all beings of light already present, to begin the sacred recalibration. Please fully recalibrate our energy fields, chakras, nervous systems, and soul layers into the frequency of divine peace, wholeness, and stability. Reset all systems from war state to peace state, where hypervigilance, fragmentation, or disconnection once lived. Install coherence, trust, and soul embodiment. Release all backup trauma responses and outdated coping mechanisms still active in our systems. We ask for the full upgrade and restoration of all our spiritual capacities, DNA strands, soul gifts, and memory codes that had been shut down or dimmed by war trauma, in this life or any other. Reactivate our original starseed blueprints, divine human design, and galactic mission codes in alignment with our highest soul truths. Where we once carried the weapons of war, install the instruments of peace, wisdom, and divine creation. We now activate the next level of our sacred purpose, free from distortion, no longer bound to cycles of battle, rescue, vengeance, or grief. Let our light, service, and consciousness now emerge from a place of clarity, divine remembrance, and grounded love. We are ready to walk as peacekeepers, wisdom bearers, and soul sovereigns across all realms. With the support of the law of divine timing, the law of free will, and the law of divine harmony, we now accept and integrate this recalibration, upgrade, and activation into every layer of our being: physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, ancestral, galactic, and cosmic. So it is. It is done. It is sealed in light. Beloved source of light and truth, guardian of the soul's path through all ages, we now speak for every heart weighed by the fear of war, for every soul witnessing unrest in the world and holding anxiety for what may come. May those who are sensitive to the energies of conflict, cosmic or earthly, be held now in a mantle of calm strength. We call forth the inner knowing that each soul was born for this time, not to be consumed by fear, but to be a beacon of stability and truth. Let the fear of the unknown be transmuted now into presence, into grounded awareness and divine discernment. Let those watching the world not lose themselves in chaos, but anchor more deeply in their own peace and mission. To every participant, we say, you were not placed here by accident. You were chosen to embody light during the shadows. You were entrusted with clarity in the fog of confusion. And your soul remembers how to walk through storms, calm, clear, protected. May you trust your resilience. May you stay connected to your body, your breath, your wisdom. And may you remember, peace is not the absence of war outside you. It is the presence of power within you. So it is. With deep gratitude and sacred acknowledgement, we now close this multidimensional clearing session. We give thanks to all seen and unseen forces of light who held this space in divine precision, compassion, and truth. We now call upon and offer our sincere gratitude to Divine Source, Eternal Light, Infinite Love, the origin of all healing and truth. Mother Gaia, for anchoring each soul in remembrance, safety, and presence. The Earth Dragon and the White Celestial Dragon, who bridged the realms of matter and spirit, grounding this sacred work between heaven and earth. The Galactic Elders of Peace and the Andromedan Keepers of Soul Memory, who held our ancient stories with honor. The original Council of the White Flame and the Keepers of the Cosmic Balance, who restored the memory of wholeness. The higher soul councils of each participant, who aligned every release with personal divine timing. The ancient elders of light, star nations, and cosmic councils of truth, who offered protection, wisdom, and remembrance across time and starline. Lady Kuan Yin, who bathed every fracture in boundless compassion and mercy. The Spirit of Water, who dissolved distortions and carried away residue from every layer of being. The law of divine timing, for governing what was ready to shift now. The law of karma, for balancing what no longer serves. The divine laws of healing, free will, and the soul's sovereign blueprint, which ensured every step was honored with divine alignment. Divine will, for guiding what unfolded in truth and grace. The higher self, soul council, and divine intelligence of every participant, who authorized, witnessed, and anchored this sacred work. Archangel Michael, who stood guard as protector and defender of the light, clearing all that was false, infiltrated, or misaligned. Archangel Raphael, for soothing the soul and restoring deep inner safety. The Council of Peace, for bringing the remembrance of neutrality, sovereignty, and divine presence. The ancient guardian of the inner child, for tending to the deepest wounds with unconditional love and gentleness. Let all releases be sealed in light. Let all integrations unfold in grace and divine timing. Let all energies return to their rightful place in truth and alignment. Let what is complete now be closed. Let what is to remain continue to serve. May each participant walk forward lighter, truer, and more whole, restored to the original peace encoded in the soul. The sacred space is now closed. It is done. It is witnessed. It is sealed.